Greetings, friends, and welcome back to the channel, the home of substandardness on YouTube. That's right. And as far as Fox body Mustangs are concerned, as far as pushrod 5.0 Fox bodies is concerned, there could potentially be a 2.3 liter substandard channel. Possible. There could be a substandard Coyote in a Fox body channel. It's very possible. We are the pushrod one. So, what do we got here? What's going on? Well, our last outing in our little Pro Stocker, I don't want to say ended tragically, because the one before that ended tragically, at least for our T5 and for our fuel pump, our China fuel pump, and we did break something at this last track day. We broke it up with Patrol Bar. And give me just a second. I want to go get, I think it's in the car. I want to go get it because I want to talk about that for just a minute. And now we're going to have a little bit of story time. When we took that rear end that's in the Pro Stocker out of the Blue Dragon, as we were taking it out, the passenger side upper control arm bolt was bent. It was tacoed, canoed, and we didn't realize, we didn't know that, and we got it knocked out and everything. And the last couple of times we had the Blue Dragon at the track, the car was wanting to drive to the driver's side a little bit, and probably because that bolt was bent. Don't know how long it had been bent or anything like that. We had no real, oh my gosh, a clue that it was bent. Maybe a little bit of driving, but if you watch a lot of cars kind of do that at times. You preload on your anti-rolls a little something, your rear end's not quite squared, blah, 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 blah. So, we took the other bolt out as well, and we replaced them with some grade 8 bolts that I had found at work. Now, not in my defense, but it wasn't defense, it was that I did it wrong, is that those bolts weren't quite long enough, and they were honestly meant to be a temporary measure. I was just getting them in to get the car going, and of course, like anything else, temporary, permanent. That's how that works. So, when the bolt broke, it snapped at the thread, okay? There's actually a piece of it actually is missing, more or less. When it snapped, it didn't snap at the control arm, at the box. It actually snapped the spacer for the eyelet. It snapped right there. Now, it snapped at the thread. I should have had a longer shank bolt all the way through, so on and so forth. Now, on a side note, you may look at this and go, hey, it's almost literally the same thing. It's just got a hair more shank. But the difference is that on, like, this is a UPR. On a UPR and Team Z and possibly Stita and some others, is that these eyelets are sleeved. So, or not the eyelet, but the spacers are sleeved. So when they're inside the eyelet, you have a foundation. On the baseline kit that I have, you do not have this. It is just literally a spacer. It's spacer, eyelet, spacer, and it's not put together like that. So you don't have a basically just this one joint for the bolt. So maybe that contributed to it, maybe it didn't. But it did snap basically where the spacer and the eyelet met is where it snapped. These two pieces were still in the car. They were just, it snapped and pulled the control arm straight out of it, and the spacers fell out. These two pieces, this had the nut on the end of it, and they were in the car, just hanging in there. I pulled them both out just like this. There we go. So, that's what happened on our control arm situation breaking. Now, probably shouldn't have broke anyway, but it did. And we'll try and get a longer shank bolt, or we'll do something. We may just change those control arms. I don't know. at the moment I've emailed Kevin at Baseline and I haven't heard back from him. So because I need to get 2 new spacers, and we'll see how that works out. But we may have to put the UPR stuff in there temporarily, or put it, because we don't have spacers. We need to get some spacers. Blah blah. So the other thing is that we have talked about the GT40 Yee-Yees, putting them on. These are them painted in this luscious Mopar reddish orange color. These have been ported by David. Now these were actually, we got these from Richard Sickles over at FOMO Bros. He had got them from somewhere. They had some work done to them, and someone had started on them, I should say. And I don't know if it was Richard or someone else. But David didn't kind of go all out on them or whatever. He just kind of cleaned them up and finished up some of the work that someone had already started. And he did some work on them, of course, and they ran pretty well. We ran 670s in the fail TD with these heads on there. So I wasn't disappointed with them at all. But I told him, hey, we're going to put these on Pro Stocker. And he said, well, I need to look at them. So he is going to do, I don't know what, he didn't tell me, he never tells me, he just wants to do something. So he wants me to, he's going to pick these up from me when he gets his transmission, and he is going to do some more work to these heads that he thinks they need or whatever, and we will bolt them on whenever he is basically done. Whenever that is, we may get another track trip or 2 out of the E7s. Some people said, hey, you're leaving some power on the table with the E7s. Maybe so. But these heads are literally $100 more than E7s. Why would you stay with the E7? Why? It doesn't make any sense. These heads were $100 out of the junkyard. Bigger valves, without having to buy anything else. You can do the same stuff to the E7 to a GT40. But hey, it is what it is. So that's what we're going to do. I'm not going to pull the E7s off and have David like do some work to them so I can put them back on this car, when these heads will run better, and I say that in theory, will run better than those heads. So he's going to work these heads over some more, and I got to take the springs off, and he just wants the intake valves, and then we'll be ready to go. Again, we don't have a lot of money in these. Got decent, I say decent, we got decent springs on. So I'm not going to bore you with that. I've bored you enough already with talking and explanations. Keeps me from having to answer them in the comments. That's what we're going to do. That is where we are going with this situation. These are going to end up on the Pro Stocker at some point. Probably just leave them red too, since they match the car kind of, and they're ugly. And then we'll be ready to go. We got other work to do too. We got to fix the control arm stuff. So, all right, let me start breaking these down. See you guys in the next clip. We have got all of the springs off. We are now ready to transpo to the grindhouse. We can get these GT40 Yee-Yees. Will they really be Yee-Yee? And then, well, I don't know. I mean, you know. David just wanting to, like I said, do a little bit extra. I don't know the particulars. As a matter of fact, I assume, possibly, that you will be seeing the progress of these heads, or what he does to them, on his channel, which is FXRS Driver, home of the monotone. So, he does something, puts the video up, you'll know exactly what he did. He'll explain it. That's what he's good at, explaining things. He can explain it to you, but he can't understand it for you. That's what he tells me all the time. And I just nod my head and say, okay. Is it gonna be fast? Or is it gonna be faster? And he's like, yes. And I'm like, all right, cool. I will bolt them on and we will go to the track and we will break things. So cool deal. All right, we'll see you guys in the next clip, which should be rear suspension stuff.
Iron Donuts.
There he is.
A hermetically sealed box for your protection. There was no traveler's fees. Transportation.
I'm surprised, Brandon. Look at that. You got like a whole family in there.
Just about. This one.
You missing the one that matters. Got the 2 dingles with you. We are leading the daily Fox life. I had no idea what Jake is listening to in this dang car. This is not Fox body music. Maybe it's 4-cylinder Fox body music. 2.3 music, I don't know. But dude, this ain't what 5-liter guys listen to. I'm gonna state that as a fact. Well, David has taken the Gt-40's for our little pro stock machine. He picked them up. You saw that. I'm sure on his channel he will explain all the science that he's going to do to them or whatever. He doesn't explain it to me because I don't understand it, but he will explain it to some of you gentlemen who are more enlightened than myself. What do we have here? We got a brake master cylinder. This is for to do our manual brake. Now, I would have preferred if this wasn't cast iron. It'd been nice if it was aluminum. I mean, but I don't know. It is what it is. This is for a Dodge van, like a 97 Dodge van. It's a 1 and I think an 1/8 inch bore. So it's for it'll work for manual brakes for our deal. Good for us. I wish it was aluminum though. I don't know. It is what it is. It didn't specify, but the price was really good on it. I don't know. You could always use it on something else. The bigger thing is this, and I haven't opened it yet. I did get the packing label out, but I have not opened it. Oh wow, they got it all bolted together. Now that ordeal's over with, where's the other piece? Okay, cool. We've got this, and it's supposed to have a top, which we don't have. Wasn't in the box. Wow. Well, we'll see what they say. Unlimited racingfiberglass.com. Now they're not known for their whatever. Quality, and I knew that. All right, well, we got our base. We can at least kind of see how it's going to fit. We got the angled base, so it's taller at the front, at the back, because of the slope of the car, so we can at least bolt it on. But so far, I would say that I'm a little shaky. I don't mind the, fiberglass stuff's got to be finished up and stuff, and I don't really care about that. It's just, I would have liked to have gotten the top with it too. That part of the deal. Anyway, all right. Let me unbolt the other one, set it on, see how it looks. Hey, what's up? I don't hate it. I mean, I like it. I just, I need the top so I can really get a good idea of how it's gonna look on the car. I mean, like I say, the back tire's flat, so it's just sitting. But I don't hate it at all. I mean, I think I'll like it once it's all bolted together. The main thing was more or less is that the scoop was going to be fairly level. That drives me crazy on snorkel scoop cars where the snorkel is pointing, hold on, to the ground. That just drives me nuts. So The rest of the car could be the coolest thing in the world, but that snorkel's pointing down. I'm like, geez, guys. So anyway, I think eventually, if we ever get our egg crate nose on it, of course we'll use the old hood that we had on the Fail TD at one point, which is actually a Mustang hood. I think we'll be in business. But until then, we you know, this is what we got. We'll just put the Boss back on, just, you know, hoping that the other piece is in transit. But oh well. So far, like I say, it's kind of a half glass water, you know, half full, half empty thing. I like the base. I'm happy with the way it sits the way I thought it would, and that's good. I just need the rest of it so I can screw it into the car, screw it down on the hood. But yeah, that's what we're doing. We're not gonna bond it or anything. Look at all the holes in the hood of the car. That's what we're gonna do. Screw it in. So anyway, let's and the dags aren't arguing, or not arguing. They're not playing. They're not roughhousing. They're just doing their thing. So for once. All right. Anyway, I gotta go do the brake pads on Jake's car. Oh my gosh. We got some stuff coming up on that nobody cares about, and I won't film it, but he's got an ROTC camp during the summer. He'll be gone for a month, and then he's got another camp, or not a camp, it's for signal school class deal that he gets to go shadow a lieutenant at some base in California. So he'll be gone for 2 months, which what means for me is that I'm pulling that A4LD out of the Polish Pony and putting a T5 in it, because every time he calls me, I'm terrified. He says, the transmission's dead. I'm like, I'm over it, worrying about it. So we're gonna put T5 in that bad boy. So I'll have 2 months to get that completed without having to worry about him. Look, Henry's taking a leak. He's usually taking a dump, and I usually miss that or don't notice that he's doing it. And then, so now I caught him taking a leak. For all you fans of Henry doing things like that, I actually noticed that he was doing it. So great. Watch it. I honestly think what's he doing? Oh, he's just chilling. What's up, bro? Huh? Oh, we got his DNA test back, in case anybody was wondering. I know this is getting long, but we got his DNA test back, and he's supposed to be Black Lab and English Bull Terrier. He has no English Bull Terrier in him, and he has like 1% Black Lab. What he does have in him, though, is Pitty, or Staffordshire. So that was his highest percentage. I'll get Teresa to tell me the exact totals, but he was mostly like 20-something%, I think, Pitty and Staffordshire, and had a bunch of Chow in them too, and Golden Retriever, right? It totally looks like a Golden Retriever. All right, here we go. They're getting ramped up now. They're fixing to get going. Oh, hey. Oh boy. Now we gotta get some work done. Gotta get those, gotta fix that control arm finally. So, but yes, you may notice that the Pro Stocker is now taking up residence. We pushed the Dirty Pickle outside because, let's be honest, why is this car sitting outside? This one. And the Dirty Pickle sitting inside makes no sense. So anyway, it gets to stay inside for a little bit now. So let's get this thing backed out, get the control arms on it, and yeah, have a good time. Cold start. We need to get these control arms off. Should have done this. Actually, I need to move this rear end, honestly. I need to move some of this stuff. But I got to get the van running. But I want to get the Lincoln running first. You see the snowball problems that I have. So, because Teresa would really like me to clean this up. Even though she can't see it, she knows it's here and she doesn't. She would like for me to clean that up. And she's correct. So we need to get these off. We also have an upper torque box kit that we may try and install. I'll be honest, I hate doing those. It is a total pain in the rear end, at least in my opinion. So, anywho, that's what we're looking at. What do you think? She don't care. Huh? What? What? You just want to go on a walk at the plant. That's all you care about. So, anyway, let me get to work. Yeah, you guys haven't got to witness that for a few videos, so Shelby's dragging Henry around the yard. What are we doing? About to make our life a whole lot more miserable. But fear not, it's almost lunchtime, so we get to go have lunch with Teresa, super sweetie, and then we can come back and really start getting in this deal right here. Of course, with any precision engineered piece of equipment or modification, you always have to make a modification. So anyway, we've had to, had to waller these out a little bit, and we got to do the upper plate as well. Hey, listen, precision means different things to different people. So obviously it meant to this guy who made these what it meant to me, what it means to me. Precision means pretty close. That's Spanish or French for precision. Pretty close. Hey, Tuss and Tip, look at that. We're just coming up with these things all the time. So great. You guys are benefiting from it so much. Just ate lunch. Now we're going to see Lance at his place of business that I affectionately call Hogwarts, because it's actually called Mingledorf's, which is very, very weird to me. Sorry. Park out here. Yeah. All right.
Talk to Randy, and Randy says,
look at that. That's a businessman right there. Look at him conducting that business.
No, it is a 16.
Look at that. That's a professional, true professional at work. Side hustler. He's got Race Part Solutions, and I'm wearing my Race Part Solutions shirt. Moneymaker. Look at that. He's making cheddar right now. Man should be. He's probably from Wisconsin. I know he ain't from Wisconsin, but look at him making that cheddar. Daddy, make it rain. He gonna leave here later tonight. Go down to Sammy's. I tell you what, man, make a stripper cry, throwing them dollars around. Family channel. Actually, he has a beautiful, loving wife, and he'd never do that. This is what we picked up from Lance. It's a piece of Lexan for a Mustang rear hatch. I'll give a shout out to my boy for hooking us up with that. I guess at some point we're gonna pop the glass out and we'll stick it in and see what we end up with. But anyway, shout out to him. Hung out a little bit, just work talking some crap. And anyway, we gotta get to work on the car. Take down. Get him, Shelby. Shelby dragging him around by his face. Just stay down, Henry. Just stay down. Get him, Shelby. Get him, Shelby. Stay down, Henry. Stay on the ground. I'm the master of the yard. Watch this. What? We got one in. I used one of the bolts they sent me. Had to scrounge around for some other stuff. They sent me two different. They sent me two of one size bolt for the top and two of another. So anyway, we scrounged around, found some different bolts, blah, blah, blah. And then we had to use different lower bolts too. So anyway, we got the one in. Man, these jobs no fun. Okay, now I'm not hating on baseline. I don't want it to come off like that. But this is what we got. Plus we had the spacers that were in here that did not go into the eyelets. And this is UPR. I mean, way more, way sturdier. These are the bolts. Again, I'm not hating on baseline. I've had this stuff has served me well for a really long time. It's been on the car for right at 14 years. I just, I'm just pointing it out that, I don't know. I don't really know what I'm trying to say, honestly. I'm just, when you take it all apart and look at it compared to something else, it looks, I hate to use the word flimsy. Of course, Kevin does state it in his ad that this stuff is designed for like high 10-second cars and slower. So I honestly, I shouldn't say anything because he has an upgraded kit that is probably about the size of that, and I don't know if it's any more expensive or anything like that because I haven't bought. That is for cars that are faster. So I guess all in all, I shouldn't really say a lot. I should just kind of keep my opinion to myself on that. But anyway, yeah, I'll leave this clip in here. But yeah, thinking about it while I'm sitting here talking about it, he does offer an upgraded arm and stuff like that for cars that are faster. I never intended to be, not that I'm, a quarter-mile guy, but my car's pretty light. So this stuff wasn't intended for, I wouldn't say stuff that's fast as mine, but anyway, it was designed for a certain range. We may be just a hair beyond that, just a hair. So anyway, let me get a little never sees and we'll start sliding that in. Okay, yeah, we've got a major problem. We have torn the whole upper torque box loose. I was like, why won't this thing line up? And I was like, yeah, it's a little tweaked, but I was like, uh-oh, let me look at that a little closer. Yeah, we pulled it loose. Well, we're out for Sunday then. Dang it. I don't know what we're going to do about that. That's actually a real mess. Wow. We did a number on that one, guys. Golly. That is a hot mess. So, race car life. Dang it. And I just discovered this like 2 minutes ago, so I haven't even had any time to really process it or think about it. So, but I do know one thing: we're not racing Sunday. Dang it. Oh well, it is what it is. Well, that is disappointing, to say the least. Very disappointing. For the amount of work we've put into this car, I mean, that's some pretty significant damage, technically speaking. And it's like, well, hey, if you want to fix it, you can put a battle box in it, but spending that much money to do something to this car like that, I don't know. I don't know. Well, I mean, that's racing. So I guess maybe we should have put those upper torque box reinforcements in sooner rather than later. Could have prevented that, possibly. Oh well. Anyway, sorry to end this one on a sour note, but that sucks. But we'll see you guys. I mean, thanks for commenting. Thanks for subscribing. Thanks for supporting the channel in all the ways you guys do. And thanks for watching. And until next time, on the Substandard Leader and Fox Body videos and Lincoln videos on this man's YouTube, we'll see you guys in the next vid.